Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the topic current electricity. Before that, we study about what are the objectives of this topic. First one is write objectives. First one is we see about what is Kirchhoff laws. Then we go to the Wheatstone bridge. So basically electrical circuit has two types. So one is the electrical circuit basically has two types. One is simple circuit, so another one is called complex circuit. So what is meant by simple circuit? The simple circuit means it contains three components. First one is resistor, so another one is source of voltage, so third one is conducting path. So the simple circuit having the three components, one is the resistor, second one is the source of voltage, third one is the conducting path. For example, for a simple resistor, so a simple circuit, for the simple circuit, to drive one resistor is a source of voltage carrying with the one bulb. It has a simple resistor, so V or bulb. So how to calculate the current and voltage in simple circuit? So we are using Ohm's law. So we know the equation of Ohm's law, V equal to IR. V equal to IR, where V is called the source of voltage, I is called the current, R is called the resistance of the circuit. So how to find to the current in the simple circuit? So using Ohm's law, so we find the I equal to V by R. So what is the value of V? So V is given V equal to 10 volt. V is given V equal to 10 volt. So R is given 5 ohm. R is given 5 ohm. So then we calculate the I equal to V by R. So V is called 10 by what is the value of R? 5. So that calculate the I equal to 2. So therefore I equal to 2 ampere. It has a simple circuit. So this form, by using Ohm's law, we calculate the current in the simple circuit. So then we go to the complex circuit. So what is meant by complex circuit? The complex circuit means it contains components neither a parallel nor a series with each other. So if a circuit can be reduced in a single resistor, then we find the current and voltage in complex circuit. So we are using the Kirchhoff law. In complex circuit, we find the current and the voltage. We are using Kirchhoff, following Kirchhoff rules or Kirchhoff's law. So what is mentioned? Then we go to first topic. What is Kirchhoff first rule and second rule? The Kirchhoff rule has two types. One is the first rule. The first rule is called current rule or junction rule. The first rule is called current rule or junction rule. So second rule is called voltage rule or loop rule. So first we go to Kirchhoff first rule, that means current rule or junction rule. So what is meant by current rule? Let's consider a point E. So E is point or junction. In a junction, so many of the current meeting at a point E. The 5 currents are meeting in the point A, that means I1, I2, then I3, I4 and I5. So all the current meeting at one point. So what is the first rule? That means, so all the current, so the algebraic sum of all the currents meeting at any junction of a circuit is 0. So definition of statement of Kirchhoff first rule. That means all the algebraic sum of the currents at any junction of a circuit is 0. This is the Kirchhoff first rule. It is a statement of law of conservation of charges. So what is meant by law of conservation of charges? That means if charge cannot be created or destroyed, but one form of charge, one charge can be converted into another charge. but total charge of a system remains constant. This is the law of conservation of charges. In the circuit, the 5 currents meet at a point A, 2 currents enter the junctions, 3 currents leaving the junctions. So current entering the junctions taken as positive, current leaving the junction taken as negative. So the current I1, I2 entering the junction A, current I3, I4 and I5 leaving the junctions. So current entering the junction taken as positive. So I1 taken as positive, அதே மாதிரி I2 taken as positive, the same time I3 taken as negative, I4 taken as negative, I5 taken as negative equal to 0. This is the algebraic sum. So what is algebraic means? They combined only using the operation of additions, multiplications, subtraction and divisions. This is the algebraic sum. So the algebraic sum of the current meeting at any junction in a circuit is 0. The Kirchhoff first rule. So current entering the junctions is taken as positive, current leaving the junction taken is negative. So write the equation I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5 equal to 0. So current entering the junction taken as one side, I1 plus I2 equal to I3 plus I4 plus I5. That means current entering the junction must leave the current entering the given junction in a circuit is must leave the junction. This is the first rule, condition for first rule. That means there is no charge built up or disappear at the junction. That is the first rule. Then we go to second rule. What is second rule? Second rule is called voltage rule or loop rule. Voltage rule or loop rule. The first rule deals in a open circuit. The second rule deals in a closed circuit. So then we go to Kirchhoff's second voltage rule. So before that, do one example of Kirchhoff first rule. We go to one example of Kirchhoff first rule. So example is given at point A, 5 currents are meeting. So 0.6 ampere, 0.5 ampere, 0.7 ampere, this I. So 0.2 ampere, 0.4 ampere. So in the circuit having 6 current, so meeting at a point A, junction A, so meeting at one point. So 1, 2, 3 currents are entering the junctions, 3 currents are leaving the junctions. Already we know current entering the junction is taken as positive, current leaving the junction taken as negative. We find the value of I. So first entering the current leaving the junction. So current entering the junction or first is 0.2 E. So then I do first positive, so 0.2. So then we go to next. So current leaving the junction taken as negative minus 0.4. Then we write the next one. So current entering the junction taken as positive. So then we write 0.6. So then write 0.5. That means current leaving the junction. So write taken as minus 0.5. So next the current 0.7 entering the junction taken as positive. So plus 0.7. Next then write the current I. So plus I because it is minus I because the current leaving the junctions. So the of a circuit is 0. We find the current of I. So it is plus 0.2, then write plus 0.6 plus 0.7. So I add it 0.2 plus 0.6, 0.8 plus 0.7 equal to 1.5. 1.5. So minus added 0.4 minus 0.5 equal to minus 0.9 equal to, so minus I equal then sign, write in plus I. So I. So 1.5 minus 0.9 is written as 0.6. What is the unit of current? Ampere. So 0.6 ampere. This is the current of given circuit. So in this way we calculate the current in the by using Kirchhoff law current in the given circuit, complex circuit. So then we go to second rule. So second rule is called voltage rule or loop rule. So what is second rule? Second rule is called as voltage rule or the second rule deals with the closed circuit. It having two components. That means I and R. There are two components. The product of if a closed circuit, the algebraic sum of the product of current and resistance of each part of closed circuit should be equal to the total EMF included in the circuit. Total EMF included in the circuit is called Kirchhoff second rule. That means Kirchhoff second rule, it states that in a closed circuit, the algebraic sum of the product of the current and resistance of each part of the circuit is equal to the total EMF included in that circuit. It's called Kirchhoff voltage rule or current rule, loop rule. So it's a statement of a law of conservation of energy. So what is meant by law of conservation of energy? Already we studied about law of conservation of energy. That means energy cannot be created or destroyed. One form of energy can be converted into other form of energy. For example, kinetic energy converted into potential energy or potential energy converted into kinetic energy, but total energy of a system remains constant. It is the law of conservation of energy. This is based on this Kirchhoff voltage rule. So then what is the direction of product of current and resistance? What is the direction of product of current and resistance? The direction of current and resistance is taken as positive. Is taken as positive when the direction of current is followed. When the direction of current is followed. The direction of when the direction of current is opposite. When the direction of current is opposite, so the product of I and R we taken are negative. Taken as negative. So what is the direction of EMF? What is the direction of EMF? The direction of EMF we calculate. Suppose we go, it goes negative terminal to positive. The EMF proceeding from negative terminal to positive terminal. We take the EMF taken as positive. Is taken as positive. If goes to, that means A to B. The EMF proceeding from negative terminal to positive terminal we taken as positive EMF. It goes to opposite, that means B to A. We taken as V equal to negative. Let's see the figure. Figure A. Consider figure A. The current going from point A to B. Point A to B. So the direction of current is followed. The product of the current and resistance taken as positive. So then current going from B to A. So B to A, the direction of current is opposite. So can be written as V equal to minus R. V equal to minus R. So then writing the EMF, direction of EMF, calculate that goes to A to B. That means negative terminal to positive terminal taken as positive. The EMF goes to negative terminal to positive terminal is taken as positive. If the EMF going to positive terminal to negative terminal is taken as a negative. So we taken as a negative sign. That means negative. It has the Kirchhoff voltage rule. The Kirchhoff voltage rule has to be applied when all the current to reach the steady state condition. So what is meant by steady state condition? The Kirchhoff voltage rule has to be applied only all the currents I1, R1, I2. So all the currents reaches the steady state condition. So what is meant by steady state condition? That means when the current in the in each point of the circuit it remains constant. That is the steady state condition. Only these conditions the Kirchhoff voltage rule can be applicable. So it has the Kirchhoff voltage rule. So today we discussed two topics. One is Kirchhoff first rule and second rule. The first rule means the algebraic sum of current meeting at any junction in a circuit is 0. The first rule is a statement of law of conservation of charges. The second rule means if in a closed circuit, the algebraic sum of the product of current and resistance of each part of circuit should be equal to total EMF included circuit. The second law is a statement of law of conservation of energy. So then we go to next topic, Wheatstone bridge. So what is Wheatstone bridge? Why we are studying about the Wheatstone bridge? So Wheatstone bridge is the important application of Kirchhoff law. So why we are studying about Wheatstone bridge? Because we find out the unknown resistance of the electrical network and also compare the resistance between the electrical networks. So we study about the Wheatstone bridge. So what is Wheatstone bridge? The Wheatstone bridge means, so important 5 more questions. Why we are using the Wheatstone bridge? Uses to find the unknown resistance and compare the resistance. So we are studying about the Wheatstone. So what is Wheatstone bridge? The Wheatstone bridge consists of a 4 resistor. That means, see the diagram, having the 4 resistor connected in a closed loop. P, Q, R, S connected in a closed loop of A, B, C, D, E. So there is a closed loop. The terminal B and D is connected on galvanometer. So what is galvanometer? It's a device used to measure the small amount of current, and also measure the potential difference across the compare the potential difference between across the 2 terminals. So we are using the galvanometer. So terminal A and C is connected to the EMF of the cell, that means battery. It has the Wheatstone bridge. So Wheatstone bridge consists of 4 resistance P, Q, R, S. The terminal B and D is connected between the galvanometer G and the cell connected terminal A and C. That means EMF of the cell equals psi. So note the direction of current. So I1, it has I3, it has I2, it has Ig, then I4. So direction of current going in this direction. So this direction. So we calculate the equation of the condition for bridge balance condition. So what is the formula of bridge balance condition? P by Q equal to, we derive the formula P by Q equal to R by S. This formula we can derive. So P by Q equal to R by S. First we go to the junction B and D, then we go to the loop AB, DE and AB, C, DE. First we go to the junction B. So applying Kirchhoff first rule to the junction B, so junction first rule means contains only current. So junction B having, so 3 currents meeting. So one current is I1 is meet the junction, entering the junctions, I3 leaving the junctions, and Ig also leaving the junctions. So already we know about the current entering the junctions taken as positive, current leaving the junctions taken as negative. So the junction B carrying 3 currents, one is the I1 entering the junction and I3 and Ig, so Ig and I3 leaving the junction. So leaving the junction taken as negative, the current entering the junction taken as positive. So can be write the equation. That means I1 minus I3 minus Ig equal to 0. Equation number 1. So I1 taken as positive because current entering the junction, I3 taken as negative, current leaving the junction, Ig taken as negative, current leaving the junction is equal to 0. Then we go to second junction B, D. So applying Kirchhoff first rule to the junction D. That means junction D, 3 current will be meet. So one is the Ig, then I2 will be meet, then I4 will be leaving. So leaving the junction taken as negative, enter the junction taken as positive. So entering the junction taken as positive. So then write the equation. So I2 minus plus Ig minus I4 equal to 0, equation number 2. Then we go to loop A, B, D, A. So applying Kirchhoff's second rule, that means voltage rule in to the loop, so to the loop A, B, D, A. The Kirchhoff's second rule consists of two components. One is current and resistance, product of current and resistance. So can be written as current and resistance, that means I1 and ABDA, I1P. So I1P, then A to B goes as current entering the junction, that means consider this loop. There's resistor P, the resistor Ig, so G, resistor R, I2, this is the I1, this is the Ig. So current entering the junction taken as positive, so then write as I1P. So write as I1P. Current then goes to A, first A to B, then go to B to D. So write as positive plus Ig G, then go to D to A, but our direction is opposite, so write as negative. So minus I2 R equal to 0, equation number 3. Then consider the closed loop A, B, C, D, A. Consider the loop A, B, C, D, A. So applying Kirchhoff first rule, second rule. So A, B, C, D, A, current entering the junction taken as positive, current leaving the junction taken as negative. So current entering the junction A to B, so taken as positive, so be write I1P. I1P, then goes to B to C, taken as positive, goes to minus plus I3Q, then goes to C to D, but direction is opposite, so it will be written opposite, current leaving the junction taken as negative, minus I4S, then we go to D to A, but direction is opposite, so it can be written as minus I2R. So taken as the opposite, minus I2R equal to 0, equation number 4. It has a 4 equation of Wheatstone bridges. So first equation I1 minus I3 minus Ig equal to 0. Kirchhoff's first rule contains only current. So it should be written I1 minus I3 minus Ig equal to 0. Then I2 plus Ig minus I4 equal to 0. But Kirchhoff's second rule contains both current and product of current and resistance. So the equation can be written as I1P plus IgG minus I2R equal to 0. I think consider another loop A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A. The current entering the junction A to B, so for taken as positive, taken as I1P, then goes to B to C, current entering the junctions, so taken as positive, so I3Q, then current goes to C to D, current leaving the junction, so taken as negative, I4S, then current goes to D to A, current leaving the junction, so taken as negative, so write as I2R, I2R is negative, so I2R can be written as equation number 4. Since the potential difference between the B and D is same, so potential across B and D is same potential, so the bridge is said to be a balanced. That means no potential difference across the point B and D, so no current flows through the galvanometer. There is no current flows through this galvanometer because the terminal B and D having the same potential, so there is no current flow through the galvanometer. So we take as above 4 equations, in above 4 equation, we take as Ig equal to 0. Ig equal to 0. That means Ig equal to 0. So substitute in Ig equal to 0 in above 4 equations. So what is the first equation? So I1 minus I3 minus Ig equal to 0. So I1 minus I3. So here Ig equal to 0. So it can be 0. So it will be I1 minus I3. So can be done as I1 equal to I3. In second equation, what is the second equation? I2 plus Ig minus I4 equal to 0. Where Ig equal to 0. So therefore I turn as I2 plus 0. That means minus I4 equal to 0. Therefore I2 equal to I4. I2 equal to I4. Then we write the third equation. What is the third equation? So third equation. So I1P, where Ig equal to 0, so this term is fully 0. So it can be written as minus I2R equal to 0. It can be written as equation number 5. Then we write the equation number 4. There is no Ig, so cannot be used. In the equation number 4, in equation number 4 we can write I1, so we know I1 equal to I3, so I1, the current I1 and I3 should be equal, then the same time the current I2 and I4 should be equal. So the I4, the equation 4 can be written as I1P plus, so where I3 equal to I1 and I3 should be equal, so I3 can be written as I1, so therefore I1Q minus I4 and I2 should be equal, so I4 can be written as I2, therefore I2 S minus I2 R equal to 0. That's the fourth thing can be rearrange. I1P plus I1Q minus I2S minus I2R equal to 0. In this above two form, so I1 is common, to take as I1 common, I1 equal to plus P plus Q. So where I2 is common, so take as minus I2 is common, so S plus R equal to 0. S plus R equal to 0. So we can write as I1 P plus Q, so minus then equal and positive, then I2 S plus R, equation number 6. In equation number 6 divided by 5, what is the fifth equation? Sorry, fifth equation means can be written as I1P equal to I2R, it is the fifth equation. So equation 6 divided by 5, what is the sixth equation? I1P plus Q, I1P plus Q equal to I2 S plus R divided by fifth equation I1P then I2 R. So where I1 is common, I1 will cancel, where I2 is common, it will cancel. So the remaining them P plus Q by P equal to S plus R by R. So you take simplify the above equation, P by P plus Q by P equal to S by R plus R by R. So P by P were written as 1 plus Q by P equal to S by R plus 1. So it will be cancelled. So Q by P, then we write Q by P equal to S by R. Test the equation R can be written as, for the above form, P by Q equal to R by S. That is the equation for condition for Wheatstone bridge. Condition for Wheatstone bridge. So why we are using Wheatstone bridge? We find the unknown resistance and compare resistance. If we know two adjacent resistance, then other two resistance can be compared. If you know three resistance, if you know P and Q, the resistance of P and Q, then compare the R and S. If you know the three resistance P, Q, R, then we know the three resistance P, Q, R, then we find the resistance of R. And we know the resistance of QRS, we find the unknown resistance of P. So how to find? So P equal to, So write the formula Q into R by S. So hence the formula we find the unknown resistance. So it has the Wheatstone bridge. So Wheatstone bridge means it is an important application of Kirchhoff law. It consists of a 4 resistance P, Q, R, S in a closed loop A, B, C, D, A. The terminal B and D connected in a galvanometer, and the terminal A and C is connected in a cell, the EMF of cell psi. It has the Wheatstone bridge. The condition for Wheatstone bridge P by Q equal to R by S. Only this condition the galvanometer shows 0 deflections. So otherwise it does not show the 0 deflections. So we know the 2 adjacent resistance, we compare the other 2 resistance. If we know 3 resistance, we find the unknown resistance. Okay, thank you.